Hey y'all, this is Eliana with Why Not Redesign. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part of the Spring Fling Furniture Challenge hosted by Sab's Rehabs. In the description box below, I'll leave you a link to all of the other furniture artists who are participating in this challenge. Make sure that you visit them, and as always, leave comments, likes, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. Let's get right into it. Alright y'all, let's get started. So this is the dresser that I'm going to be working on this week for the Furniture Spring Fling YouTube challenge. And as you can see, it's a simple chest on chest vintage dresser with lots. And when I say lots, I mean lots of stuff to be fixed. I purchased this piece off of Marketplace probably about a year and a half ago. I can't remember. But it's just been sitting there waiting for me to get to it. As usual, I will start by removing the hardware, vacuuming and cleaning, and doing a full assessment of what is needed to get this guy back to a selling condition. I can tell you though that this one will definitely give me some gray hair. You'll also see why. Just continue to watch. As always, a reminder to subscribe, leave your comments, turn on your notifications, and leave me a like. This guy was very dirty. I think I purchased it from Facebook Marketplace over a year ago, so it's been sitting collecting dust, and yeah, it needed a good scrub and clean and all of that. After my assessment, I definitely noticed that several of the drawer tracks needed to be glued back on and maybe nailed back on. There were some tracks that needed to be filled in with Bondo. The drawers were separating, so those need to get glued, clamped, all of that good stuff. Some of the indentations on the drawers also will need some putty, and the little holes that are on there will need to be filled in as well. Even this corner down here needs to get glued, clamped, and maybe needs a couple of nails as well. But all of this is going to be taken care of before I even get to painting. It will be hours and hours of prep work. Don't we all love prep work? Let's go ahead and put some Tide Bond on this guy. Tide Bond is a glue. If you're not in the States, that's what we use here. It's probably one of the most common ones. We also use Gorilla Glue, but I love Tide Bond. That and some clamps are my best friends. I don't know about you guys, but working on furniture is very relaxing, but sometimes we get a piece from time to time that definitely give us headaches and test everything, every little bit of our patience. Anyway, back to this. I am using some wood putty, some plastic wood onto all of the indentations that the old hardware has left, and here I am going to begin basically remaking a corner on one of the drawers that is missing. I am using Quickwood. Quickwood is an epoxy that is in the solid form. It comes in two parts. You basically mix it together until it's all the same color. You have a few minutes to work with it, but it's easy to work with. You can shape it into any shape that is needed. And here I am using 2 parts of it to basically create that corner. It dries within about 15 to 20 minutes and is very easy to sand down and shape into any form that you need it. I like doing this better than the Bondo because for me it's a little bit easier to work with. It's more solid. so I feel like I have more control when I'm shaping it. So here's where we are right now with all of the things we have done. Glued, wood glue, epoxy, a putty, some more gluing right here, fixing that corner. I'll even use one of my tools, my nail gun, and secure this corner to make sure that it doesn't separate again. And more clamps. And one more time, here's the corner of the drawer. There is more plastic wood being used, and all of the other stuff is also filled in, and we can kind of leave it right now and wait until tomorrow to come back and continue prepping. Here's I am actually sanding some of the stuff, and this is when my video went nuts and kind of got very blurry. The next day I return and I am sanding everything down and also giving my entire piece a scuff sanding. For this I normally use a 220 grit on the sanding machine, and you can do that, or maybe with a 120 if you have a harder finish on this. Like I said, this dresser is probably, I would say, 60 to 70 years old, so the finish on it was coming off very easily. I sanded the drawers inside and out, front, back, inside and outside. Here I shaped the corner that I made with the quick wood, and as you can see, it's pretty easily done. I'm giving this a good clean so that I can continue the process. I flipped the dresser over on its top to check out the feet, and of course it needed some serious help too. So more glue and more clamps and more patience and more time. The time that we all need, the patience that I rarely have, this helps me with all of that. I am also using some wood putty everywhere and filling in those gaps on the bunt feet that I love so much. And we'll let it dry. Finally, I'm going to move on to the primer, and today I'm going to be using a clear primer with a painting sponge. I love doing that, and I am using clear primer from Country Chic, which is absolutely amazing. I had all the intentions to perhaps distressing the piece a little bit and leave in, exposing some of that wood. My friend Kate from Kate's Reclaim on IG is the one who showed initially how to use the sponge to prime, and I love that idea, so I used it. I am giving this primer a second coat, and of course I'm priming not only the dresser frame, but I'm also doing the drawers. Don't mind the mess behind me. I am rearranging. I decided that I was gonna give this drawer one coat of paint and then do a dry fit of the drawers. And this is when I discover that the drawer looks great, second drawer looks great, and and the top drawer doesn't fit anymore. Please tell me how. It fit before, but it's completely bowed. I guess, you know, it had been in there for so long that I never noticed it. When I picked up this piece, I don't remember opening all of the drawers. That's a bad on me, because you should do that. The drawer is completely bowed. In this part of the video, I had already actually removed the center right there, and when I did all of that, the frame broke. The frame broke. I don't even know. I was so upset that I literally said goodbye to this piece. I asked my husband to move it out, and I grabbed a different piece to start all over again. Yes, I decided to start all over again and said, okay, I'm just gonna do a different piece for the challenge and I'll get it done. At this point it's Wednesday, and you guys, it takes quite a few days for a video to be out and for things to get fixed on something and all of that. With all of that in mind, me being me, I started making changes to that chest also. I removed some of the ugly trim that it had and added some wood putty and sanded it, cleaned it. What else did I do? At that point, I think I left it like that and went home. I was very frustrated. On day 3, after thinking about what I was going to be doing, I decided to just continue on working with this and change the plan a little bit. I asked my husband to help me remove the divider between the top and the second drawer, and he started to do that, but of course it wasn't going to be easy. This dresser is giving me all kinds of trouble. I do not understand. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on going with the plan, the new plan. Look at those holes, you guys. Look at those holes. But I will just go ahead and go grab my Bondo and go at it again. Do you all think that if I put a fan on the Bondo on full blast, it will dry faster? I don't know, maybe. After the Bondo dried, I sanded all of that and started making changes and just priming and continuing on with the plan. I still didn't know exactly how this was going to look, but I said, you know, what the heck, I'm just gonna keep on going. I even fitted a new bottom onto the cubby space now, because it's now not a drawer, it's a cubby space. So I'm doing that and continuing to see how this is all going to look like. So bear with me, let me keep prepping. More time. I sand it, use more caulking and more primer. Perhaps this is gonna work. I hope it does, because I'm very frustrated at this point. But finally, let's move on to the paint. Oh my gosh. Woohoo! Paint, paint, paint. Paint. Yellow paint. Mustard paint. Mustard paint that I know in my area won't sell. I keep thinking about all of this. So, yeah, I just know that this color is not gonna work. Not in my area anyway. So I gave it a full coat of that color, and then 2 hours later I came back with Bee's Knees from Country Chic, another beautiful yellow, and gave it 2 more coats of that. But this one, I am pretty sure it's a very pretty color. Which reminds me, spring. Thank you Saps Rehabs for putting this challenge together. Y'all make sure that you go to the link in the description and check out all of the videos from all of the other wonderful furniture artists as well. On day 4, yay, I decided that a transfer was a good idea. I mean, I needed to make this work since my first initial thoughts and design didn't work out. A transfer was a very good option. And this one went on very easily, and I am loving the look. If you notice, this transfer didn't exactly look the way that I'm applying it, but I am a rebel when it comes to transfers. I don't ever put them on the way that they are sold. I like to mix and match them, and I love the way that they look at the end. So that's what I'm doing with this one too. After I top coated my dresser, I came back to do a second coat on it, and lo and behold, this dresser has bleed through on the top. Why? Why? I have no other option but that to basically give it a good sanding again and go to my very reliable bin shellac. Yeah, that's my only option at this point, except I have probably less than 1 ounce left in the gallon. This dresser, y'all, this dresser, I'm gonna make it work. I went and grabbed my brush and went for it. I should have enough to at least cover the top, allow it to dry, give it another maybe half coat, if that's a thing, and allow it to dry and repaint. This dresser, I'm gonna burn it. I swear, one more thing and I will burn it. I can't do this anymore. It's tested every ounce of my patience, and I have very little of it to begin with. But thank you very much, Ben. I actually think this might work. My blurry camera again. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I do know I'm out of storage, but anyways, that's another point. I do get lots of questions from people asking me how I clean the shellac off of the brushes, and basically I have one secret. It's lemon ammonia. It doesn't have to be lemon, ammonia in general. Put a couple ounces of it in a container, submerge your brush, agitate to loosen up all of that bin shellac or any shellac. It could be clear, and after a few minutes you'll see all of that be completely clear. I always go back and use some sort of brush cleaner like a soap and put it on my soap, rinse it off really well, and then your brush is basically going to be fantastic. In this case, I am using Country Chic brush soap, and it's absolutely the bomb. That's all I have to say about it. If y'all need some, I have links. I will leave them in the description box. I love it. It smells delicious, and it leaves the brushes super, super soft. Super soft. I also set all of my brushes to dry on this baby bottle thingies, and I don't know what they're called. I just know that I love them, and every time I go to a store and see one, I buy it because you can never have enough. I have too many brushes anyway. Here I am sanding the top to repaint, and I had just enough paint to put on that top again, and so I did. Allowed it to dry for a couple hours and then came back and added the top coat as well. I ended up doing 3 coats of top coat. I also added some drawer liners that I forgot to take pictures of at the end, so I'm going to tell you just right now. That was another thing that happened with this dresser, but anyway, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say that. Yeah, I'm close to burning it, I'm telling y'all. Anyways, it's looking okay, right? I do like the hardware. That is the second type of hardware, because the first one I forgot at home, so I had to go buy a new one. Yeah, another thing. And just when I thought I was clear and free, I pulled out the bottom drawer and the thing broke. I lost the footage of me struggling fixing this drawer. There was nobody to help. The husband was gone. But anyway, let's remember how this dresser looked before. You notice it had 5 drawers. They all fit. I do not know what happened to 2 of them. Go back and double check to see what happened to those 2. But I'm not gonna let this win. I'm just gonna say I am finally got it done. And here it is, y'all. What do you think? It tested my patience. It tested all of the skills that I have learned over the years as a furniture artist. I had to take out all of the arsenal of things and knowledge to make this one work. I was mad, I was sad, I cried. Maybe not that much, but I was pretty mad at it. But I didn't allow it to get me and win. I conquered it. I think it looks pretty good. What do you all think? Guys, again, thank you so much for sticking with me through this hot mess of a dresser turn fabulous flip challenge, spring flip challenge. Once again, double check that link in description. Go check out everybody else's videos. I know that I'll be doing that with a big old box of popcorn and maybe an adult drink after all of these headaches that this dresser gave me. But it looks so good that I'm starting to forget it, and I might just do another video next week. Who knows? Look how pretty. Look at all the details. The transfer looks great. The hardware looks amazing with it. Perhaps it's best that I actually forgot the other hardware at home, because this one turned out pretty well. And I got to go to the store again. Thanks you guys so much for sticking with me, and I will see you all next week with another video. Bye.